Hello, welcome to follow the presentation for the Investor Day for Relais Group. My name is Arni Ekholm, I'm the Group CEO and I will be presenting today. Relais, we really feel we are ready for the next level. I will tell you more about what the company does and where the company is at the moment on this exciting growth journey that we have embarked on. The agenda for today, firstly a few words about Relais in brief. Then I will talk more about the acquisitions, how do we do acquisitions, why do we do and where do we do. Then a few more slides on repair and maintenance, which is a very interesting and super good business area for us. Then a few words about our management team and the changes we have done there. And then looking at the 25 outlook, how we are doing versus our target. And then summing up the presentation, looking at Relais Group as an investment. Right, Relais in brief. If you look at the growth journey we have already been able to perform and go through, it's really a unique growth story even in the Nordic or North European perspective in this line of business. I started in the company 10 years ago. The turnover was about 50 million and the EBITDA about 8. And now, illustrative combined 24 numbers, looking at the recent acquisitions we have published, them realizing we will be, let's say, heading or very close to a 400 million net sales with an EBITDA of about 46 million. So it's really been a huge growth. We have done 20 acquisitions during the last 5 years, really successful acquisitions, and I will tell you more about what type of acquisitions are we looking for now for the coming years and months. What is Relais all about and where do we operate? Where do we play to win? You can maybe look at this as a kind of vehicle life cycle. I mean, from the time when the vehicle has been produced, imported into a market, and then at the end of its life cycle, it's demolished and scrapped and comes back to the circular economy. So we are concentrating on the part of the value chain where we feel and we know is the best opportunity to create value and also create value for the shareholders and for the companies. I think most of us know that it's very hard to earn a lot of money or make a lot of money by selling used or new vehicles, whilst everything that happens to the vehicle under its life cycle, where you either equip it or repair or maintain or service the car, that's where there's money to be made for the investors and for the owners of the company. And hence this being the chosen part of the value chain for us. And we call it the vehicle lifestyle enhancement, consisting of customizing and equipping the vehicle, import of wholesale of parts and equipment, maintenance, repair, and supporting services. And then if you look at the market, 19 million vehicles in the Nordic and Baltic roads, we are predominantly focused on commercial vehicles, whether it be heavy commercial vehicles or light commercial vehicles, and even, let's say, vehicles that are so-called off-road vehicles, whether then it be on the agricultural defense sector. It's a stable, growing market. What's also driving the value and the future growth is that the value of the spare parts and components is actually increasing because the complexity technologically is increasing all the time. Electrification partly drives this, and other drive train technologies like gas or nitrogen and so forth. E-commerce has been growing, as you know, in urban areas. There's a growing need for so-called last mile deliveries, which is then driving the need for transportation in the urban areas and also outside the urban areas. So that will drive the need for equipment and also service and repair and maintenance. The digital disruption offers new opportunities for us to talk with our customers and reach our customers. Already now, a big part of our business actually happens on electronic platforms. We estimate that the value of this market is roughly 20 billion euro in the Nordic and Baltic area. How does the Relais Group look like at the moment? At the moment, we have 1,300 professionals in 6 countries, and you can divide the business of the group in basically in 2 areas. This is 2/3 is coming from what we call the technical wholesale and products, and 1/3 is coming from commercial vehicle repair and maintenance. And we have roughly 20 different concepts and company identities and companies in the Nordic and Baltic region. If you look at the 2/3 of the business, technical wholesale and products, you can split that also into two parts. First, the spare parts, which is 27%, and lighting and equipment, which is 38%. So on the spare parts, we have spare parts both for heavy commercial vehicles and also for passenger cars. And lighting equipment is mostly vehicle lighting, i.e. lighting that you install into the vehicle afterwards, whether it be work lights, auxiliary lights, warning lights, tail lights, marker lights. It's a huge business and growing business. And also electrical equipment to the vehicles. So you can see this picture of a strong heritage of electrical parts, lighting, but also other spare parts. And then the commercial vehicle repair and maintenance, where we offer services for different type of fleets and transport company customers. How do we intend to grow in the future? Because Relais is a unique growth company. You can look at this as a kind of pyramid, where the organic growth is the basis for the future success as well. I mean, we aim at reaching above market average growth, and the market average growth has been roughly 2 to 3% annually. We are aiming at roughly about 5% organic growth, supported by cross sales and synergies between the group companies. As we are so strictly focused on the aftermarket, we can find easier synergies than if we were a so-called agnostic compounder. Pricing is really important in this business. You have to take the right price at the right time for the right product and service. We have a diversifying customer base. We can still find pockets and customer group that we are not reaching yet to, and so on and so forth, looking at new products, new customer types, new vehicle types. Then another, let's say, part which is really, really important is the operational excellence. How good are we at doing what we do? And there, even the smallest details can drive more, let's say, revenue and profit for the company and shareholders when we do things right. And we continuously strive to develop the companies that we buy. So we do not buy companies, acquire companies to sell them. We acquire companies to make good companies, great companies. Procurement efficiencies, by putting together volumes on our spare part logistics, we can get better prices from the suppliers. We can optimize the working capital. Not all the companies need to have exactly the same parts, the same always on stock. We can find efficiencies there. And then moving forward on the pyramid, on the acquisitions, bolt-on acquisitions in existing business areas. We can expand geographically, as we just recently did, and I will talk about that in a few minutes. Critical competence, we can acquire companies if we need a specific, like a software or service type of business which fits into our strategy. We can buy that, acquire that, or new products and services, new vehicle types. So it's endless possibilities even in the Nordic region. And then the top of the pyramid, there can be big things happening as well. We can be looking at new platforms within the platforms, or then we can also do transformational M&A in existing business areas. So all this together makes us a unique platform for growth. And we are already a top consolidator in the Northern European vehicle aftermarket, and it's scalable as well. Then a few KPIs looking at how efficient we are in allocating capital. Of course, as a compounder, that's really super important. These are the latest numbers from Q1. 49.1% return on net working capital, return on capital employed 21%, and return on equity 19.1%. So, I mean, these are, of course, very good levels, and we strive to maintain them on this level and even improve. Our target for this being a kind of a long-term target, but already now we are in 25, meaning that this is kind of not anymore that kind of long-term target. It's more like the official target that we have. And that is to reach a pro forma comparable EBITDA of 50 million euro by the end of 25. The pro forma comparable is a kind of run rate, meaning that whatever acquisitions we do this year or have done are included in the realization of this target. Then a few words about acquisitions. How do we do acquisitions? We are a competence-based compounder, so we know this business, and that gives us a unique position to really find the good companies that we want to acquire. We are looking at companies who have a stable financial track record, a well-managed business with a highly committed team, and a solid path for future growth as a member in the Relais family. So we are not actively looking for distressed companies or companies in trouble. We don't have the machinery basically to take care of a lot of problem children. So basically we want to have companies that are in good shape. And hence we spend a lot of time in due diligences, on even analysis before due diligence, to find these pearls. And I think we have done a good job in that. 2 major deals in April, Matro Group in Belgium, I will talk about that later, and Team Verksted and Lastvangsdelar in Norway that we have announced in April. Let's first look at the Matro Group. Through this acquisition, why did we do it? We get a considerable expansion of a footprint in the European truck accessories market. And the truck accessories market is really growing. It's an exciting area for trucks. If you ever see trucks there on the roads, you can see there's loads of different types of lights, but not only lights, also other type of things that you put into the truck to make the working place. It's a working place for the people driving the truck. So they want to personalize it and make it look better, but also have safety enhancing equipment into the truck. So the Matro Group actually is 3 companies, 2 in Belgium, 1 in Holland, run by Glenn Gills, who stays as a minority owner with 30%, so he's highly committed. We know the company through the cooperation with Strands, active in Benelux and Germany, and also growth potential in all over Europe. And also one, I wouldn't even call it a hidden gem, it's a very visible gem, Nedking, their own brand, for truck accessories that we can then expand to utilize further. The key benefits of this acquisition, we can accelerate the growth in this business area. We haven't been so active yet in truck accessories. We are better positioned with Strands and Matro together. They operate as basically one company in the future to grow in new market segments. And the Nedking leverage, I mean, we know branding through Strands. Strands is an extremely successful and visible brand in this business. We can do the same with Nedking and really scale up the growth of Nedking. And then a kind of a logistical thing or whatever, a competence-related thing, we are good at sourcing. And Matro is as well, of course, good, but with a Relais Group network of sourcing, I think we can still professionalize the way we do sourcing in Matro. Then a few words about repair and maintenance that has grown into a really important growth pillar for the company. With these latest acquisitions we have announced, in less than 5 years we have grown from 0 to 61 workshops. It's a huge network of independent commercial vehicle networks, workshops in the Nordics. We are the biggest operator of independent workshops in the Nordics. I mean, the market is really much run usually by the OE players. I mean, workshops that are owned by the vehicle manufacturers' own operations. We are the biggest independent player in this field of business. Why is this so important? What are the success factors behind the growth? We try to maximize the customer success by uptime, through uptime. I mean, every minute that the vehicle is away from production costs a lot of money for the owner of the vehicle. So we are there as a partner to help. We cover all kinds of vehicle types, from tractors to armored vehicles to trucks, heavy trucks and light trucks. So we really have a multi-brand workshops with a good knowledge of e-trucks and everything, so we can fix it. We have proven framework for workshop excellence. I mean, we have a methodology around this. When we buy companies, we have a 100-day program. We have a checklist of things that need to be put in place, because the profit in this business is made on the workshop floor. Every workshop needs to be working very good for the chain to work good. So we try to help everybody to a very high level and to make good workshops into excellent workshops. And as again, the success lies in the details, where even the smallest process improvements contribute to enhancing efficiency and customer loyalty. So doing everyday things better is really important. We have a very lean organization. We can react very fast to the customer needs, and we try to help the customers even with the short-term issues that they have and market changes. And we try to develop new services that create added value to our customers, whether it would be tire change or tire sales or collision damage repair and so on. So to reiterate, this business has really grown into a very important and crucial part of Relais Group. It's operating on a defensive and resilient business, the aftermarket. There's a high cash conversion. It's a capital-light business. I mean, the capex is not that high on this type of business. And also we can use the workshops to distribute our own brands, and we are focusing a lot on private label and own brands in the future. Then the latest acquisition, very shortly, we, as you will have seen or maybe have not seen, we announced this acquisition of Team Verksted chain in Norway, specialized in heavy commercial vehicles, and also a local national wholesaler for heavy spare parts, Lastvagnsdelar. 21 own and 3 franchise workshops, and then LVD having a central logistic in Norway and a couple of satellites. 835 million turnover totally for this group, 330 employees for the Team Verksted and 20 for LVD. So again, I want to wish the teams warmly welcome to Relais Group, and this is really a big step for us, an important step. Key benefits of these acquisitions, as I mentioned, we have become the biggest independent operator of workshops in the Nordics, so it's really giving us volume benefits and scale, economy of scale, offering possibilities for fleet customers on the Nordic level to cooperate with them. So we are a true Nordic partner. Synergy potential of up to 30 million NOK annually we have analyzed, coming primarily from sharing of best practices, the small details as I mentioned, which are resulting in operational efficiencies in the workshop business, and putting volumes together, shared purchases, internal sourcing, and cross-sales. Team Verksted is also a result of acquisition strategy. I mean, they have bought local workshops, and this is now, again, a platform within the platform, so we can expand further in Norway, and I have already analyzed and identified a few acquisition targets there. And then the Lastvagnsdelar, we take a bigger part of the entire commercial vehicle chain by having an own, let's say, a wholesaler in Norway, where we can also cross-distribute our own brands in the future. Then a few words about the management team. We wanted to speed up the decision-making process in the company. Not that it was slow before, but to make the responsibility areas even clearer. So we appointed the specific development responsibilities for 3 business responsibles. Johan Carlos is driving the Strands Group at the moment, also taking care of Matro now. He's now in charge of developing the products and brands business for the entire group. Juan, who has been running the Scandinavian business, is now also in charge of the total technical wholesale business area across geographical borders. And Jan, Managing Director Raskon, very successfully, all these guys have done a great job and are successful, now also taking more responsibility for the full development of our commercial vehicle repair and maintenance business area. So I call these guys the 3 musketeers, and I really see that this has been a good move, and we can really accelerate the growth for the future. This is the management team also. We have Thomas is the CFO. I already mentioned Johan, Juan, and Jan. Sebastian is heading the M&A department with a small team, and then Yuri is our compliance and legal and HR officer. A young team. The only thing missing is still there. It's all male panel, so I'm sorry for that, but we'll try to fix that in the future. Then Outlook 25. I mentioned in the beginning we have a target of reaching the 50 million comparable run rate for the full year effect. Upon closing these 2 deals, we will have added about 9 million euro comparable EBITDA to our target, to our realization of the target, and having 1,600 professionals in 9 countries and sales of around 400 million annual. So we are really we have taken a step to a new level and are approaching. This makes it easier to reach the target. We are not stopping there. We are looking at various interesting acquisition cases for the future to produce more deals. We are focusing on the organic growth, the bottom of the pyramid, and there's still untapped synergy potential that we can boost the revenue and earnings growth. So we are really ready for the next level. Then wrapping up 2 slides, bear with me, on Relais Group as an investment. Firstly, for those who invested €1 back in the day, 2019, when we made the IPO to the first North Growth market here in Helsinki, Nasdaq, it would have been now worth €2.2. This is based on a couple of weeks ago. And then we would have then, or you would have then as a shareholder, outperformed the Helsinki OMX 25 index with a multiple of 2.7. And also on top of that, we have returned 35 million euros to the shareholders in dividends and share repurchases. And the success of the past acquisitions have now really created a strong foundation to generate further M&A opportunities. So we are on a very good platform at the moment after all these acquisitions and organic growth. Then the last slide, Relais Group as an investment, summing up basically what is Relais about, why should you invest in Relais? We are a competent compounder with a clear focus on the vehicle aftermarket. It's a very focused strategy on a specific value-creating target market. We have a good track record of successful M&A. It's a highly fragmented industry where there's still loads to look at and to acquire. The market is large, resilient, and structurally it's growing all the time. We're also looking at other geographies, adjacent geographies apart from the Nordic countries. This is a scalable platform, as I just explained, diversified business areas with strong growth potential. We can drive this company and put even more companies together and not have to scale up the overhead. There's a consistent, strong, and profitable organic revenue growth with a cash-generative business model. And that's good to have a good cash generation because you can also use it for further acquisitions. And we have a very capital-light, decentralized model that is enhancing entrepreneurial culture and values. So we keep the identity of the companies that we have and foster them and also participate in the board work from the management, but still give a lot of autonomy and decision-making power to the people who are close to the customer. So that's it for Relais, and thanks for listening.